This is Champ. This old pup is 17 years old. Can you believe it?
In October, he'll be 18.
Oh, in October he'll be 18?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Hey, buddy. Hey, Papa.
He's gotten to where Crystal has to help him get stand up and all that kind of stuff. It's hard for him to get up on his own these days, but he's hanging in there. People keep trying to tell us we should put him down, but we don't have the, you know, we're just not, unless our vet says that that's what it, you know, that he's not having any quality of life and that's, you know, the only option, then we're just going to let him keep on kicking. And he doesn't appear to be in pain. He's just, his legs, back legs quit working on him. He's just gotten weak. But yeah, he's a good boy. We've had him most of his life, if not all of it.
I named him. I named him when I was little. I was 7.
7 years old when he come home. Her uncle won him in a poker game, believe it or not.
Okay.
You ever heard about the one where the guys were trying to figure out how to catch a polar bear?
Oh, I think
So
I
they're
have,
sitting
yeah.
around talking about it, and one of the old timers spoke up. He goes, I can tell you exactly how to catch a polar bear. He says you got to go out on the ice, and you cut you a hole in the ice, and then you take and put peas all around that hole, and you sit back and wait, and when the polar bear comes to take a pee, you kick him in the ice hole. That's how you catch a polar bear.
That's what I grew up with, ladies and gentlemen.
So we're on our way to Tombstone, Arizona, but we've got to tell you that we just spent the last couple hours or so having coffee and breakfast with Donovan and Jodi of RV On The Wayside.
Here's their sticker.
Follow them on Instagram and YouTube. Go check them out. RV On The Wayside. These guys are just wholesome, real, honest folks that
My cheeks hurt from laughing so hard, honestly.
within the first hello, we felt like we were old friends.
Oh, one of the waitresses even came up to us after a couple hours of being there, and she was like, so how long has it been since y'all seen each other? And Donovan goes, oh, you know, just about our whole lives. Because that was literally our first meeting, and we were just sitting there laughing like we're just old friends catching up.
The look on her face when he said that was priceless. He then had to go and explain that we're
full-time RV families.
Full-timing, and we both happen to be in the same area at the same time.
That we followed each other on Instagram.
So, yeah.
But it was fun. So we're on the way to Tombstone, and we figured we'd just kind of give an introduction, kind of chat about why Dad always does his infamous "I'm the dad" thing, because we got another need for it today.
I'm Sam, the dad. That comes from
it bugs me.
So many people that mistake Crystal and I for being husband and wife rather than dad and daughter.
Okay,
and
Mom stays home a lot, so we're over here hiking, or I drive the truck. We don't tow it, so I always bring the truck paperwork in when he registers in Thousand Trails. So people assume we're checking in together.
Well, you guys may think we're just joking about this, but we were at breakfast a while ago with Donovan and Jodi, and we asked the waitress
to take a picture.
To take a picture of all of us so we could share it on Instagram. And she looks at Crystal and says, "Oh yeah, you don't want to block your husband. Scoot back a little." It's like.
And my mom is literally sitting across the table from him. I do not have a ring on this finger. He is 30 years older than me. We have the same nose. Literally, we were right next. We have the same nose.
Not the husband.
But it's happened so many times. One time,
I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says "the dad."
People might take that the wrong way too. But it's happened so many instances. There's a couple that stick out in my mind where you're gonna know the second one I say. But we were checking into Colorado River it's Thousand Trails Park in Texas, and another lady who's checking in right behind us we were talking, and she turns to me and she goes, "So how many kids do you guys have?" And I just I raised my hand and I'm like, "Me, I'm the daughter." And she got so flustered, so embarrassed. But
Well, let me tell you about the story when we took our RV for repair.
That was my second. That was my second story.
When we dropped it off,
it was in Conroe, in Texas.
Me and Gracie went.
No, I did. I went with you the first time.
Okay, that's right.
Because I drove the truck.
You drove the truck, so you and I went.
To drop it off.
We dropped off the RV, signed the paperwork and everything, and the next day.
Well, Doug was the guy at the front. He was kind of they were giving us a look, but I didn't really figure out why they were giving us a look yet. But they were kind of like, keep
Go
going.
ahead, you tell the story.
No, keep going. I got embarrassed. Right. So I was kind of I felt really awkward, really out of place, and I refused to go back the next day. Right? I made you take Mom. I was like, no, I'm just gonna stay home, deal with the pups, because I was getting such weird looks. Right? So you went back the next day with Mom. Your turn. You take over. Because I wasn't there for this.
So you mean I can tell it the way I want? Anyway. So the next day I go back, and this time I had Gracie with me.
It's 45.
And the look at that slug bug in the ground. He kind of looks at me with this puzzled look on his face, and he's like, "Weren't you with another lady yesterday?" And I'm like,
I think you said you switched.
Or he goes, "Oh, you switched." And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, weren't you with another lady yesterday?" Kind of confused like. And I said, "Yeah, that was my daughter." And he goes, "Oh, that makes so much more sense now. We were all talking about you."
Didn't they say they were running a bet or something?
They were running a bet. And, my God, I'm like, oh man, that was embarrassing.
And when he told me that, I was, and then all three of us went back when it was done to, pick it up and stuff. So all three of us were there the next time. And I was so embarrassed that as soon as we walked in, I just walked up to Doug and I said, "Daughter." Literally just held up my hand and said, "Daughter." And he was like, yeah, that makes more sense. But there have been many more instances down the road. I will never understand why or how people can make that assumption, but they do. And I feel silly for having to point out that I'm the daughter, because in my brain it's like the most logical thing.
Think that her and I are married, or
I don't even have a ring. You have a ring.
She has no ring. She looks like me.
We have the same nose. There's a literal 30-year age gap. Like, you were 30 when I was born. I don't know what to do.
I'm 10, but
Oh, and it happened on Facebook too when I was announcing my book.
Somebody on Facebook.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, you and your husband look like you're having so much." I don't remember what she said, but it was something about me and my husband, and I did not want to deal with it. I made him reply, and he goes, "Thanks, but that's my daughter." You know, and it's just like, people cannot assume these things. It's so embarrassing. Are you having fun yet?
I said, howdy, folks! Howdy! Much better keep that volume up. We need y'all to be loud and rowdy today. This is a gunfight after all, not a ballet. Now, before we get started, folks, we have a few things that we need to go over first. First things first, the weapons that we use in this show are real. They are dangerous. Please, at no point attempt to pull a gun from a cowboy's holster. Do not ask us to point a gun at your loved one's head for a funny photo. Not gonna happen. Now that we got the safety stuff out of the way, anybody bring a cell phone with them? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
That was convincing. Let's go and give this a try right now, shall we? Good guys. Yay! Good guys. Yay! Are you folks ready for a gunfight?
Yeah!
Are you ready for a keg?
Yeah!
You people are sick. You sit tight now. That show should start up in about 45 minutes. Enjoy the Arizona wind.
I'll tell you what, I gotta tell you what.
I'd order a TV show. What is TV? That was fun. Got a strange idea of fun, Doc. Perhaps. Farewell, Mr. Find myself something. Oh! I have feelings too, you know. You boys the holiday. I'm waiting for him to come morning. Max, waiting for all of you. Doc! Holiday! Get out here!
Well, what are they gonna do now? When the Earth get here, let them have it, Bill.
I don't mean like killing them with guns.
No, Billy, nothing violent like that. Calm down. We're just gonna head over to the epitaph, put an angry card in the paper. A nice, pretty, fancy border for them. Of course we're gonna kill them, moron. They deserve to pay for the way they've been treating us. We can lead them.
Yeah! Woo!
You boys been looking for a fight. Now you can have one.
Throw up your hands. I want your gun. Hold it, hold it.
Give me that gun, boy. I see you moving.
Open forward out. Stop. Now the books will say 30 shots, 5 in 30 seconds. I wasn't counting. Neither were you. 2 months after this gunfight happened, Virgil was ambushed outside the Crystal Palace Saloon. 3 shotguns went off with his skill. Crippled up pretty badly, Virgil walked to the west. Till death found him in Nevada in 1905. Honest luck, Wyatt's brother Morgan. Morgan was shot in the back, killed playing a game of pool at the Campbell and Hatches Billiards right here on Allen Street. Morgan died at midnight, March 19, 1882. His brother Wyatt's birthday. Now in 1887, the this whole town began to shake apart. The 2 main causes of this gunfight died, hundreds of miles away from one another. That summer, putting together a new gang in northern Arizona, Ike Clanton was shot and killed by a mail-order detective. Not long after that, after a lifetime of drinking, smoking, and well, generally bad decisions, tuberculosis found yours truly in Colorado. I don't like to talk about it. Wyatt was the last man standing out of all this. He spent the rest of his days trapped. Wyatt went from Idaho to Alaska to Jazz Age Hollywood looking for a new tombstone and a chance to get things right. He never would find. When he died in Los Angeles in 1929, just ahead of his 81st birthday, Wyatt's last words, suppose. And that was our show. We hope you enjoyed it. Lastly, as you exit, you're going to find one of our captains. He's out there collecting for a charity that's near and dear to all of our hearts here at the OK Corral. I'm, of course, talking about the Starving Actors Fund. Don't laugh, it's a real thing. Please be generous, folks. All those proceeds go towards ramen noodles and some much-needed acting lessons. Thank you very much for joining us in the OK